Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be observing Snowpoints TV right here. We do want to specify this is a top Eldegoss player. We're not really looking at the top number one. That would actually be IndieBear, as many of you guys know. Maybe one day we'll just kind of have one of these individual spectates on IndieBear as an Eldegoss. But right here, Snowpoints TV, when you look at this team, Sanjay, TTV, Bruv, HD, a lot of these players, I mean, all of them, I think, but one, are above top 40. And maybe we can include some of the data, I guess, just in editing after the fact, and that'll tell you, of course, where they are in the rankings. But this should prove to be, I hope, a very wonderful game. Ladies and gentlemen, looking at Eldegoss mostly, but I do just want to preface and have that small disclaimer. While we will look at it mostly, 80-90% of the time here on Eldegoss's point of view, we will try to just observe other maybe pivotal moments or just other parts of the match that might need to be observed whenever we can at least try to see them. And so that Squobit getting a little bit of trouble here early on right now, as of course you see some small deposits in from the Lucarios up top. We're kind of running that traditional with this squad, at least on purple right now, that we're looking at. It was that traditional 1-1-3 where, of course, we have a Lucario on the top, kind of soloing that top lane, which it can do. Now it is up against an Evian Lucario over there, but we see on the bottom we have these three, and so Mr. Mime and Eldegoss, usually great choices for that, but sometimes, we might see a Snorlax, or in this case, of course, a Pikachu right here. And so, well, let's see what Snowpoints is going to do. Actually kind of holding its own against a Jigglypuff right now, which that makes a little bit of sense. Jigglypuff, though, can get up in your face, have a little bit of beefiness, and Eldegoss, it's not exactly going to be an offensive monster all the time. But look at this, actually going to get caught right here by the Frogadier on Orange Squad. Certainly a good play, if you want to come down from the jungle. It did clearly see, like, Snowpoints, as the Eldegoss was trying to evade detection in general, going that far down, sort of in that Dreadnaw territory. And so as it's coming back, we'll kind of see that there's a pretty knockdown, drag-out fight right here between the Lucarios. Yes, that is going to be Sanji right here with the KO against the Orange Lucario. It was sort of a trade, though, because we did see the Raboot fall from purple, and so this is what, of course, Eldegoss is all about. Once you reach level 4, it doesn't take that long, and this score of 1 is fine. Get a little bit of experience for that, some health, and really you're just in here supporting your teammates. So we can see right now Eldegoss is going to be able to evolve, and then you get to pick, of course, between Leaf Tornado and Pollen Puff. We're going to go ahead and confirm Leaf Tornado right here. This is actually my pick, but I can see a lot of people making a case for Pollen Puff. I can almost imagine, just from observing enough matches at this point, and maybe talking to enough people, of course, I'm almost going to go 50-50 on that. Some people are going to pick Pollen Puff, some people are going to pick Leaf Tornado, half of the time. And so, just while we are focusing on Eldegoss here and observing Snowpoints, again, when you look at Snowpoints and TTV Bruv HD right here, I mean, Bruv has sometimes been in that top 5. So again, I'm going to be interested to see how this entire team plays together, but especially those players. Sanji's another one. Typically, sometimes we talk about items. Spectator mode doesn't let us see, of course, what the individual players have as their held items. XP share, that is one that we can actually observe because it has some outward effects. As we see now, the Sylveon goes down, KO streak of 2. Good job on Purple Squad right here. And of course, we got an unstoppable Greedent now here on the bottom lane, gonna be throwing down that Covet. Like I said, makes it unstoppable, but can really create mass chaos. That's what we all kind of observed so far up until this point. So everybody down here, Bruv at level 7, but everybody else at level 6, it seems like, although Orange Squad right now a little bit lower levels with that Wigglytuff, but we're still, not leaps and bounds below each other, which is obvious now that we have Dreadnaw appearing. So kind of whoever gets that first Dreadnaw could influence this, and look at that. We had a rotation early enough here with the Orange Lucario player. Their name was Twitch, and then there was a language barrier past that, but that could set Purple up at a disadvantage if we didn't see right now that, of course, there are actually 2 Oranges up top who are going to get that Rotom there, and it was very close. Just as we cut away, we could see that Sanji was KO'd, their Lucario, and Eldegoss is back here to help out with this Dreadnought fight. Hopefully not too late, but once again, after Orange got that Rotom, they were able to bust down that top goal, and right now, actually probably going to do a substantial number on that other top goal right there, as we see Greninja drop in that 40, and we just missed it. But of course, Purple Squad right now gonna take that Dreadnought, and then they're gonna bust that bottom goal. This is great, especially for the next Dreadnought fight. We're always talking about the importance of breaking those bottom lanes as it pertains to Dreadnought. As we said, not only are you denying the other team their berries, but simply, we could be talking even 2 seconds here, 3 seconds, is just, you're now denying them the extra speed and that health, that comfort that they have of having their goal up there. That will be gone for the next Dreadnought fight, and we'll see if Orange maybe is going to repay that favor. We obviously say in air quotes right now. They certainly are going for it right here, and this was a good position. At least Snowpoints was here. Wasn't exactly needed for that KO or anything, but was going to be there just in case that Sylveon was going to escape from Orange. You would have had Snowpoints right here on the Purple Squad ready for that interception. Now with Eldegoss, it's probably obvious. I mean, you are like a main healer of this game. I mean, certainly we did have Blissey come out afterwards after Eldegoss, and this this was the Pokemon. Eldegoss was my number 1 Pokemon that I started out with, in my Pokemon Unite journey. Pikachu in a little bit of trouble here, getting sung upon. Gonna evade that, of course. Try its best, at least. As we see now, the tables are turned. Mr. Mime coming in for help, and of course, Eldegoss to kind of back up here on the caboose. That's exactly what it should do. This is what we were getting to. The point that we were getting to, essentially, is that even after Blissey came into the game, with a move like Cotton Guard, it just really is, to me, the pinnacle of what I want out of a healing move, because you're not just healing, you're also giving everybody a shield. I mean, really, it is just invaluable as a healing maneuver. And we do want to say there is actually that XP share, so the one thing was, the only reason that we maybe mentioned earlier on in the match, that just because the light bulb is going to be above you if you are getting that experience right now, so that is a visual effect that we can tell. That actually now is a good reminder. I'm so sorry for being scatterbrained. Such is the nature that anything can happen in any 5 to 10 seconds, but typically when you see like the number 1 support player, Indie Bear, running Eldegoss, and I can maybe imagine Snow Points is going to be at least similar, if not the same, but you'll see like a Buddy Barrier, XP share, and then either Muscle or Focus Band. Generally, if you really want to have that sustain, you can already heal yourself, so sometimes Muscle Band might be what you opt for, but if you really do find that you're just way too squishy, I mean, Eldegoss's defense is not exactly its strong suit or anything like that. It's all about the healing, as they're going to get that second Dreadnaw now. 4:15 on the clock, and we're going to go ahead and try to stop Rotom from hitting this back goal, and we got to say that's the end goal right here on the top, so there are no more top goals left for Purple. It's just visually, when we talk about map control, when we talk maybe about the macro game, it is somewhat even in the macro, but obviously with map control, you can see that Orange really has eliminated those goals, and they're obviously leading by a little over 100 points right here. Orange Lucario about to get in some trouble right now with that 35 points. You obviously don't want to lose that, and while you never want to be KO'd, that's the other thing you got to look at, is what was my point sacrifice? And of course, speaking of points, we can see Greninja for Orange with 50, but also the Cinderace looking to backdoor up top right now. I think it could succeed if it can just get to this really fast right here. Go Swez. That's going to be the Cinderace player. This could be a little bit close right here as Greninja tries, but no, that's going to be what a goal from Cinderace. Very nice to keep them in this game. Getting the gap a little bit closer, but we can still see, yet again, it's like maybe not just 100, but Orange is still in the lead. And so just in general, you might try to play a little bit of a Murder Goss, where you're trying to do some more damage, but Eldegoss really is suited for being that healer, being that support, and so that's why we're being a little bit obvious here, but you're going to see in those team fights, usually Eldegoss kind of in the back until it needs to be maybe more central if you're going to try to deploy a Cotton Guard to reach everybody that you can, which is obviously ideal in a team fight. I mean, that can actually be the thing that just sways the entire team fight to your direction. And this is great, I love a Pokemon like this, and it's why I love to observe Indie Bear as Eldegoss or Blissey, but basically anybody, Snow Points now, as a support player. When you're the healer, it's sometimes you don't really get that, let's call it the credit, you're not like top billing in KOs maybe, or some of those more outwardly easy to observe pivotal plays, but you really can be that person that keeps your team entirely in the fight and sway things once again, like I said earlier. And so aside from that, Leaf Tornado, the pick for me, not just the damage and the range on it, but you can also, of course, use that as a movement speed buff for your allies. If they touch that, they're going to be able to run faster, but it's also going to slow down the enemies. Looks like a major skirmish going on for Rotom, and which team is going to get it? That actually is going to be Purple Squad right here. The Rotom that I would say they needed, it wasn't completely required, but definitely going to help them out, as they just need that small little push. They're not very far behind at all, and we have Zapdos coming in 3 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, so that's going to be the final stretch, my friends. This is absolutely wild. You can see Unite moves going down all over the place, and this might not be exactly where you want to put the Unite moves. For Orange, you can make a case for it to defend against that Rotom, of course, because you didn't want Purple to just be able to score goals in 1 second right there, so I can maybe see that, but we even saw some of Purple Squad unfortunately going to lose their Eldegoss and Mr. Mime and Lucario down, with Lucario now coming back. But this is what I was talking about, is now Purple is in the lead because of that Rotom, and so that was the point that I was making, is you're using those Unite moves, which you could use for Zapdos right now to win that team fight, and they actually did win it, so this is making me eat my words, and it's okay, that's fine to see. It doesn't make me wrong or anything, it's just how the match ended up going, which is great, honestly. You want to see maybe the trick play or sneaky move or something that you wouldn't expect, or in this case, you want to see me be wrong, to see a good matchup right here. In that specific case, I'm not saying I should be wrong all the time, ladies and gentlemen. And so we're seeing the goals fly here on both squads right now. Purple is going to keep that lead, because you saw, of course, Lucario getting in some high point values right here. Mr. Mime also with the double points. That's going to look a lot better. And so here we go with that Unite move. It's the Cotton Cloud Crash coming down from Eldegoss. Say that 10 times fast. Wigglytuff going to be over here in the base, Purple's base, we should say, and Orange Wigglytuff enough, going to try to just deposit these, what they would normally look like smaller point values, but like in the teens, then they're going to double up. And so you can drop in 30 with somewhat of a smaller effort, of course, as all point values are doubled. I'm not exactly sure where this is going to end up. That's going to be the aura cannon right here from Sanji. Was going to give it a little bit of a boost as it tried to get that goal. Of course, had the score shield, but is going to go down, ladies and gentlemen. Is Orange going to turn this around? It certainly could happen as Wigglytuff throws down that Unite. That's going to give it enough bulk. As you saw, it only had 8 points, but that's going to boost to 16 right now. Only downside for them, and Orange is not going to know this really because they don't see the score like we do, but it's not going to be enough right now. And so, of course, Snow Points is going to get onto the jump pad right now. Going to give a super jump down here to this only remaining goal, aside from the last one, of course. And so it's up to Greedent right now. We are in the countdown right now. Last 10 seconds, last 5 seconds, really. That could do it, ladies and gentlemen. We now see a 50 dropped in from Sylveon on the Orange squad. Actually, I don't know that 50 was enough, was it? We got to look at this. Holy, you guys, 451 to 436 in Purple Squad's favor. A little bit suspenseful at the end, but congratulations to the Purple Squad. Not even going to get the Zapdos, going to lose out that, but still win the game in the end, and was able to turn it around in that last little bit of time. And that's why these are top-ranked players. We are set to still observe Talonflame, Garchomp. We got them coming up just for some upcoming episodes, hopefully soon, but also some more observing Team TTV, top #1 team in the game. Click an end screen on screen if you want to see another one, and thanks for viewing.